This is Richard Wolff from Democracy at Work, responding to another Ask Prof. Wolff question from our Patreon community. And this question comes from Brian On, aka Richard Fox. And he asks me about a comment by a reporter who referred to the slogan, "Abolish billionaires," as being anti-Marxist. And the question is, what do I think about that? Well, let me begin with my usual. There are different ways of interpreting Marxism and what it implies and what it suggests for political strategy, for economic change, and so on. I understand that a rich tradition like Marxism will naturally, as it spreads around the world, as it has over the last 150 years, produce a variety of interpretations reflecting the variety of conditions in which Marxism flourishes. Having said that, I would disagree with such a journalist. I don't think "abolish billionaires" carries any implication of anti-Marxism that I'm aware of. It seems to me that billionaires in a time like this, when we have a few hundred of them in the United States out of a population of 320 more million, is clearly evidence that there's an inequality of distribution of wealth and income that is very much the product of capitalism and very much against the kind of egalitarianism that socialism and Marxism are associated with. Not egalitarianism in the sense of everybody the same, but in the sense of reasonable differences reflecting need and education and productivity and so on, but not gaps between some who haven't got enough money to put food on the table and others who are billionaires. But on the other hand, let's give this journalist his due. I think what he's probably doing is reacting to anti-Marxist propaganda and agitation, one of whose central themes has long been that what Marxists are and what socialists are people who, quote unquote, want to take away my money that I have earned. Here the effort is to enlist people who really have relatively little in the notion that they are natural allies for those who have a great deal. In other words, oppose socialism, oppose Marxism on the grounds that those people want to take away the money you've accumulated by your savings, by your hard work, and so on. No socialists or Marxists that I'm aware of have any interest in doing that. Targeting a billionaire is not the same as targeting people who have some money put away, but that they earned it and saved it, etc., by their labor. No socialist is interested in removing that. But because of the association between Marxism by its enemies and taking away, the story of abolishing, the slogan of abolishing billionaires feeds into that. It feeds the image that socialists and Marxists want to take away wealth that has been achieved by people. So it's really important, if you're going to go that way and make a slogan like that, that you go an extra step out of your way to make it clear that billionaires you wish to remove the wealth of, but not lots of people who have socked away a little bit, saved out of their income, etc., etc. You've got to make that very clear. Just like the critique of business that comes out of the Marxian tradition makes a distinction between a big capitalist megacorporation and a mom and pop business down on Main Street. You make those distinctions in order to build alliances and to make it clear to people who could otherwise be sympathetic with you that they are not the targets of the social change you're in favor of. So yes, I understand why you might not want to go near a slogan like that because of its association with taking away. But if you can make it clear what you're after, the wealth of the obscenely wealthy, the billionaires, and remember, there are only a few hundred of those in the United States, 0.00001% of the population. The rest of the population could very easily be enlisted to be critical of those billionaires, but that won't happen if you don't separate them from the billionaires in terms of what your critical anti-capitalist targets exactly are. This is Richard Wolff for Democracy at Work.